Hey there, Jesse, David Trongale. I really appreciate you sending your swing over. So let's talk about the driver and why you're missing low and to the left. So obviously we have you over here on the left. I have Rory McIlroy on the right as an illustration. And the idea here, Jesse, is not necessarily to copy Rory, but you'll find that some of the better ball strikers, whether it's a tour player, someone who's younger in age, older in age, there's going to be certain patterns. So I would start off immediately at address. I think this will help you, is move this ball up in your stance. So if we take a look, he's positioned this ball off of the inside part of his left foot. To me, it looks like, if anything, this is actually a little bit back in your stance. And the reason why this is important is because with the driver, we want to hit up on the golf ball. We call that a positive angle of attack. And in your email, you said that, the irons are not as much of a difficulty. Well, the irons, you're designed to hit down on the ball. The driver, we really want to be hitting it on the way up. So we can see right here, you are hitting definitely down on the driver. So you are lacking loft. You are not getting proper dynamic loft. With Rory, his club is bottoming out and he's going to catch this thing on the way up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but that's, again, really important. So ball position will be number one. I would say at setup, another idea, looks like your left-hand grip is maybe just a little bit strong. So just a little, if you're trying to, again, get more loft, weakening that left-hand grip might be something to experiment with. But then in terms of your swing, you can see I marked your hips. This is, I think, a big deal. I don't see you making much of a turn at all. So in the golf swing, it's really important to turn our hips, to turn our shoulders. So if we take you back, or we'll take Rory back first, his left arm is parallel to the ground, and he already has, we'll call that 90 degrees of shoulder turn. Now, it's not like you have to be super flexible. You could stop the swing like right here. You don't even need to go back to parallel. He's going way beyond that. You don't need to turn your shoulders that much. But if we look, I'm going to pause it right here. This is the top of your swing, Jesse, and I only see about 15 degrees of shoulder turn. And then it's also evident because your hips have slid outside of that green line there. So you're just kind of leaning off the ball with very minimal shoulder and hip turn. So it's going to be hard to have the golf club on the proper angle, on the proper plane to make a good strike. So again, we'll see more of that from the down the line view. But when you combine the backward ball position, right, with minimal turn, it's just going to be really difficult to get this ball sufficiently up in the air because you're hitting, again, down on it. So TrackMan, we call that a negative AOA, again, a negative angle of attack, where, again, we really want to be hitting up on the ball. And then, again, just simple, but at setup, one other suggestion. I don't want to overwhelm you here, but you can even preset your shoulders. I would recommend maybe dropping your right just a little bit. If you drop your right shoulder down, so this would be an exaggeration, but if you set your shoulders on a slant, that's going to set you up also to hit up on the ball. Because, you look at your address position. You can see right here, you already have forward club lean, where with Rory, check this out, the club isn't leaning forward. He has this tip back because he knows that he needs to hit up on the ball, not down on it. So let's take a look from down the line. From down the line, really the objective is to trace this green plane line. So you're going to see that you lift the club well above it. And right here, that shaft is actually beyond vertical to the ground. Now, in my opinion, this is just, again, back to a lack of turning. We want to be turning our hips around. We want to be turning our shoulders around. And by doing all of that, that will set you up to swing on a more angular plane. Now, I got to give you credit here. You do a pretty darn good job of recovering. So you come down right here. I mean, you're essentially parallel to the plane. I mean, this, again, a very short swing, and I think you're losing power. Like I said, the way you're lacking the turn, it's costing you loft, distance, accuracy, all the above. But the other thing I'm noticing too, and I alluded to it from face on, the grip, because your club face just a little bit closed, just a little. So this angle here, well, if we monitor that, if you're coming in with a shut face and you're coming in a little bit steep, right, that would explain that low left miss when you're hitting down on the ball. So again, for instance, going back to Rory, plane line, he's turning immediately, everything. He's going to go more or less right up the green line. It's not perfect, but you can see what he's doing here. And then he's going to get a lot more depth, meaning at the top, his hands are behind his right foot. Where remember, with you don't have that position. The club's more out in front of you. So we'll just clear this so it's easier to see. So when he's turning back, going up the plane, more depth, he can then come down where this club is right on that right forearm. It's a position to monitor. He actually gets this club behind him more than most guys in tour, but the shallow angle is going to help him hit upwards on the ball. Whereas again, an iron, remember, it's designed to hit down on it. So really big difference there. So again, drills, right? I talked about a club across the collarbone or chest and just practice turning. I think that's really important. Again, getting alignment rods, whether you get those at Home Depot, you can even attach a couple together. I'm a big Ben Hogan fan. Ben Hogan's pane of glass. He, in his 5 lessons in his book, there's an illustration, if you just Google it, he basically doesn't want the club, his hands or anything, I'm just estimating, hitting this line, and you can see immediately, right, you would be smashing that pane of glass right there. So again, if you were to actually put some sticks or noodles in the ground, I think they'd be a really advantageous drill, because it's going to force you to turn and get everything working underneath on a shallower plane. And again, when you're shallow, you're going to be able to hit more up on the ball. And I think that'll make the game more fun, right? I mean, again, you said you've been kind of just leaving the driver in the bag. So let me know, Jesse, what questions you have. Really appreciate, again, you sending your swing in. And I would recommend watching this video more than once. Thank you so much.